Hey there, Central Wisconsin. Nathan Hansen here with your 90 FM Sports Update, brought to you in part by The Companion Shop. In Porter Athletic news, men's hockey held on to defeat Concordia University 5-3 in their annual Teddy Bear Toss game. Familiar non-conference foe Adrian College will be visiting the KB Wild Arena next on December 12th and 13th in a midweek matchup. Women's hockey won both of their games in Minnesota over the weekend to advance their winning streak to 4 games. The Pointers can rest easy now, as they will not have an official game until the new year.
It's time for 90 Seconds on 90 FM with the UWSP Athlete of the Week.
Freshman forward midfielder Gracie Wendell is our guest athlete of the week. She scored 5 points in her first match against St. Norbert. So Grace, what is your favorite thing about UWSP?
I'd say that my favorite thing is just how close of a community it can be. And I mean, being on the soccer team, I have another family here, which makes it a lot easier to get to school and just want to be here.
With 54 goals in your senior season, why did you choose Stevens Point?
I chose Stevens Point because mainly it was the team. I have known them for a while, and they made me feel a part of the team when I wasn't even here yet.
Olsen takes the snap. He throws left. It's high. It's intercepted. Kevin Sanchez, he'll take it down. He's at the 50-yard line. He cuts back. He's moving to the left side of the field. He's got a few blockers. He's got a convoy. He's at the 30-yard line. He takes it to the 25. He's out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So Kevin Sanchez comes in the game after Griffin Davis was ejected for targeting and makes a big play on defense for the Pointers. Maybe the Pointers have the momentum back now. Kyle Larson looks to throw. He looks right all the way. He's got his man. Logan Taylor, touchdown Pointers! Logan Taylor with a 19-yard touchdown reception from Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson's third touchdown pass of the game.
Penn State just came out of nowhere, and they played their butts off this year.
Yes.
And you beat Ohio State, and you win the Big Ten Championship. What more, if you're Penn State, do you have to do to get in? You can't just give Ohio State that spot because of the respect that they've earned. I mean, we saw it, like you say on paper, Ohio State's still probably the best team in the Big Ten, but I don't think you can put them in that top 4 because of that reason alone. I mean, if they didn't play Penn State this year, and they didn't play each other, I understand, but Penn State went out and they beat Ohio State. So I don't understand how you can't have them ahead of them.
Joining me now, Nathan Hansen, who has the call tonight. Nate, obviously, so far, a pretty interesting team we're getting out of Stevens Point.
A very interesting team because they're a lot younger this year. Like you kind of foreshadowed a little bit. They lost a lot of players from last season, especially Autumn Hennis, their leading scorer, coming back from an injury. She was kind of their go-to last season. So they're kind of having to readjust to that. And a lot of new players this season. They're playing a lot of people. 10 girls are playing pretty much every game. So they're getting a lot of fresh faces in there and a lot of bodies.
A, it gives bright signs for the future, but B, it shows a team trying to find its identity.
It's difficult to see what kind of gauge where the team's at, especially when we talk about just 7 games in, but all these games being non-conference games. And going into these games, you don't really have a lot of film. You don't really have a lot of knowledge of these teams that you're playing because you only see them once a year, unlike the conference teams that you'll play a couple times a year, potentially 3 or 4 times once you get into conference tournament time. Men's hockey sophomore forward Logan Fredericks is our guest athlete this week. He tallied 3 points in the holiday tournament, including 2 goals. Logan, do you have a favorite professional hockey player?
My favorite hockey player would probably be Martin St. Louis. I kind of tend to go for the underdogs, the ones that haven't been drafted in the small ones because I was small my whole career.
That's cool. I would assume Sidney Crosby or Alex Ovechkin are probably the other 2 that people would say, so it's cool that there's somebody else in the mix.
What are the things that the Pointers team should watch out for?
The big X factors for the Pipers are, like we talked about, both the guys in their starting lineup in that front line. Mitch McPherson leads the team in points throughout these first 2 games with 3 points, 2 goals and an assist, and Russ Jordan has 2 goals. So you really have to look out for those forwards. They haven't got a lot of production from their defenders yet, so you just really got to stop those forwards. They don't really have a good offensive line, haven't for years. All their good receivers this year injured in like week 3 or 4. So, it doesn't matter. He has nothing to work with. And also, you're going to replace him with Geno Smith. You're not replacing him with a guy that you drafted that you think might be your potential future quarterback. This is Geno Smith we're talking about. He's not going to be your future quarterback. I don't care. We've seen him have opportunity after opportunity, and it hasn't worked out for him. And if you're going to bench Eli Manning,
you need to do it for a guy that you think has a potential to be your future starting quarterback. And if you're the Giants and you think Geno Smith can be your future starting quarterback, get out of the league. Both of those games are at home, and you can hear that game against Ripon College right here on 90 FM. In national news, the MLB winter meetings are heating up, and we are sure to see some more trades and signings. Shohei Ohtani has decided to sign with the Angels, and the home run king of this past season, Giancarlo Stanton, has been traded to the Yankees, solidifying their Bronx Bombers nickname. In the NFL, the Eagles have clinched a postseason spot, but at the expense of losing starting quarterback Carson Wentz for the remainder of the season to a torn ACL. The Green Bay Packers escaped Cleveland with an overtime victory thanks to a touchdown pass from Brett Hundley to Davante Adams, and sending the Browns again searching for the first win of the season.